Hello, my little maniacs. Just a little pre-commentary before we get here into the video. Everything you are about to see was pre-recorded with post-commentary added to it, as Death was kind enough to record me some footage from his account, as I was a little under the weather recently, and so that resulted in me not being able to record live with him, unfortunately. So all this will be recorded in post. I'll explain everything what's going on in that video. Also, this week's sponsor again is BlueStacks. Go ahead, check them out. Link will be in the description. And I just want to say real quick that I am sorry that I have been uploaded so inconsistently. I have been extremely sick, but I'm finally getting back after finals and being sick, and I'm finally recovering. So hopefully I'll be able to get more consistent videos out to you guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys all here in a second in that video.
Hello, my little maniacs. This is your host, the Maniacs Gaming, coming at you with some State of Survival gameplay.
Today's episode, everything is recorded in post-commentary due to the fact that I have been sick recently, as you guys just heard in the pre-video to this, to explain everything. So in today's video, we are actually on Def's account once again. He recorded this for me, and that I am recording audio over it, and he is basically going to be going over different things about the Alliance Showdown event. Because, you get those little points things attached to your icon and whatnot, but what exactly goes into those points? Well, that's what we're going to be looking at. So Death goes into it here, and he looks at his troops and whatnot, and as you can see, he is a 1596. He is knocked out of the actual being in it. He's a reservist. But there's a bunch of things that we're going to be changing here in a second. Like, for instance, if... I don't know which way he did this. Oh, yeah, he went into talents, and if you click on... when he clicks on his talents, you'll notice, well, after he opens the leaderboard for some reason, he's actually in economy. With the Alliance Showdown, you want to be in war, because it gives you an increased march size, increased troop attack, etc. So obviously it's very important you want to be in your war talents, just because it increases your march size, which allows you to bring more troops, and that is one of the most important things in order to build up your points. And so what Death does specifically here, to make sure that he can maximize the amount of troops that he is bringing, is he just goes across the top here, as you can see, that whole top layer. He's upgrading it as he goes, maxing everything out, but he does this intentionally. Now, why is he doing this intentionally? It's simple. So that we can be further up the tree, having higher points, increasing the maximum amount of his march size. Because march size is an incredibly important factor in the amount of points that you can get, because it allows you to bring more troops, which can be the extreme difference between failing your attack and winning the attack. So that's what specifically Death is doing here, is he is specifically designing his troops just so that he can have the biggest march that he possibly can, while also, increasing their attack, health, defense, all that fun stuff. And then as you can see, he notices it. He goes here, and he does this last one. And he looks ahead, and he notices there's no more. That's as high as he can go. There's no more marches boost that he can get. Very unfortunate, but he's like, okay. Then what he does to go back is he's gonna go ahead and increase all these ones that are higher up, because those will increase his points, his troops' powers more. So he's just thinking ahead, like, hey, I might as well just do all the upgrades up here, because those increase my troops more than the ones down at the bottom would. So that's just what he's trying to do here, is he's just trying to make his troops the best that he can with what he has left. Obviously, some people might be offended by this, be like, why didn't he just do it all from the bottom, keep his troops even? Obviously, March size is very important because it allows him to bring more troops. And so let's just take a look here. He goes ahead, goes into Alliance Showdown, which is somehow still in the beta phase. Not sure how. And then he goes and he changes it, so he now has 119,000 space. And if he goes in here, he now jumped up to a 1609, which could be better, could be worse. Another important tip for this is if you have legendary heroes that are more powerful than your epic heroes, put them in. No joke. Just put them in. Legendary heroes give you more points than your epic heroes. If your legendary heroes aren't stronger than your other heroes, just check them out. Try different strategies with your heroes. See which ones increase your power more overall. But legendary is over every other hero by a lot. So that's just something to know, to look into. And so now we just want to go over a few things that affect your point level. One thing that does affect your point level by quite a bit is obviously your chief gear, as well as your medals. So as you can see, Death is intentionally removing every single one of his gear. He has tactical set, which that's pretty nice. He did not spend a whole lot of money on this, I believe, because he got it back before. It was you had to pay to get the tactical gear maps for most of it, and I think he just had to spend a little bit just to get it all to that blue level. So if you look, he's still 1609, and he's gonna resend his troops, but he's not gonna have his chief gear and all that fun stuff equipped. Takes him a minute. And so he resends them, and as you can see, the total power dropped dramatically. Death dropped from a 1609 to a 1271 just by removing his chief gear, which also removed his medals. So it dropped him like crazy. And also, as you can see, it dropped his battle power over 10 million. That alone is insane. So now what he's doing, just to give you guys an idea, is he's removing all his medals. Just to give you guys an idea of the difference between your chief gear and your medals. As you can see, most of his are the rare medal 3 rare medals with the +1 on them. And then he's got the rare accuracy medal 3s in a couple spaces, but overall he's a rare accuracy medal 2 with the +1. He had no issue showing off his stuff to help you guys learn and be able to be more prepared for the showdown. So this was a very long process for him. I do thank him for this, as it is very annoying. And then he went through and he just re-equipped all of his chief gear. Just to see what happened. Just to show you guys the difference. Also, you guys, if you have the set of the same things, you do get little bonuses. As you can see, you get set bonus gains for 3 pieces and 6 pieces. Obviously, if you get those where you can, because those do help you out a bunch. Also, enhance your gear if you can afford to, because that does help you out. Now, let's just look at the jump here for a minute. It's not much, but it's a jump. Brings it back to 36. Okay, that's not that much. Death went from a 1271 to a 1353 with tactical gear. Tactical chief gear only gives you less than 100 points towards your points in this. That's pretty bad considering it's some of the best chief gear in the game. So, obviously, medals are very important as they're almost 300 of your points. So, obviously, if you can upgrade your medals, even if, just to give you an example, this was over 300 Death's points right here, was his medals. Granted, his are more advanced than some people's would be, but still. That's a lot of medals. Points just from his medals. So, if you can, just do it. Because it'd be very helpful just to see what happens, because even if you can just upgrade one medal, get like 3 or 4 points can be the difference between winning a battle and losing a battle, which can also be the difference between your alliance losing a round in the showdown versus winning the round, which can lead to them being tier 1, tier 2, or tier 2, or tier 3, or just flat out losing and going 0-5. Obviously, whatever you can do, just help your team out to be able to be supreme. So he goes, for some reason, goes to the survival of the fittest event, which he's doing very well in, I might add. And then here he just sends everybody back, and he gets back to his 1609. He does show this off. Here he's 1609 again. And now he's a little bored. Death was bored, and he actually did this without me asking him to. And he's like, I'm curious. I got all this stuff in my backpack. Oh yeah, he does massive march, which increases your march capacity by 10% for 12 hours, I believe it is. And so that's what he does first. And then he does resend his troops again, just to show you guys this. Doesn't do much, but every point helps. And he does open it up, and it jumped him from a 1609 to a 1637. That's about 30 points. That's pretty good. And with less than like 20,000 troops added. That's pretty good. That's about 1,000. I don't even know how many points per troop, but that's pretty nice. It's about 1,000 points per like 2 troops, or 2,000 troops, something like that. And then what does he do? He's bored, so he looks into his buffs in his war. He's like, what would happen if I use this mega march capacity boost? Would that even do it? Do anything? So he, out of pure boredom, did this. And, well, it jumped him to a 1668. Yeah. Yeah, literally all he did was activate that, and it jumped him up another 31 points. And then, out of pure boredom, he decides to activate a Mega Troop Attack boost. Just to see what happens. He wanted to see what would happen. And so he sends it just to see what happens. And it didn't do anything that he notices. It just kept him at 1616. So he's like, oh, that's kind of depressing. But whatever. And then he wanted to go, what would happen if I use a Mega Troop Defense boost and a Mega Troop Health boost together? And, well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but hold on. It'll show you. So he goes ahead, resends the troops. As you notice, it jumped him to a 36.4 overall. It jumped him to a 1,764. Yeah, it jumped him almost 100 points. So just from using his buffs in his back that he doesn't use for anything else, from what I'm aware, he jumped up 100 points just because he didn't use them. Doesn't use them for anything else. So he's like, why not use them for this? He went and checked to see if he had anything else. And he's like, do these stack? Because he didn't know if they stacked or not. So he went ahead and decided to go look. And just to spoil it for you guys, no, they do not, unfortunately, stack. As it makes sense, because that would just be ridiculous for them to stack. Because it'd be like, really? You see 1,445,808, but just to be sure that he sent them again anyway. And sure enough, 1764. So just to give it up, increase your march, just to wrap everything up, increase your march size as much as you can with the war talents. Use Massive March. Use the best heroes you can. If you got the buffs, just use them. Also, if to switch lanes, when you click on it, see that lovely switch lane button? Click it and it switches you to whatever lane you want to that other lane. You can also see the different lanes, see who's in each lane to figure out where your power will be most effective. Now I am going to have to stop the recording as you guys will be transferred over to me coming back to you live. So see you there. Welcome back, my little maniacs. If I had timed this right, which I think I did. God, I hope so. I'm still recovering, as you guys have found out at the very beginning of this video. But if I had timed this right, you guys should have just come back from the Alliance Showdown. Yeah. And so just a few things to just go over. Alright, so when you're in the actual rounds itself, you can click here on Rankin to see where your alliance stacked up. My alliance is in 5 because we have won 0 points. We've captured 4 flags and we've only got 599.8 million kills. As you can see, we won a point. We won a 1 round here, 1 round here, 1 lane here, 1 lane here, and we're just about to enter this round. So we are not doing very well. I unfortunately did not register for this as I was sick. But if you go ahead, click replay on any of them, it'll come up saying who you're facing off against and who's in each lane. And you can actually watch each round go as it goes by. So as you can see, our central lane is just getting dominated. The other 2 lanes seem to be holding their own right now. But they're slowly starting to weaken. Left lane's losing a lot of steam very fast. Right's holding steady though. And then the central's just dying. So yeah, you can also go into a battle report here to look at each one in particular. Hold on, let me pause this as the sound does get annoying. Thank you. But you can see specifically who won each lane. I believe if you click the information, you can see why exactly they won. In this case, better stats. No, they did have better stats. Click on battle details. As you can see, probably my guess would be better troops. Yeah, that's what it looks like is better troops just by looking at that. Yeah. So, that's, just something to look at. You can compare each lane to see what happened. As you can see, like, the freaking central lane went 0-5, and then it 1-1, and then it just seemed to kept bouncing back and forth. Then it went then it went down 2, and then it 1-2, down 1, 1-3, then 1-1, and then just kept flopping back and forth until eventually they ran out of people. They just ran out of troops. We just ran out. And it tells you, like, if you can look through, you can see who won each round based on how they went. So, this is very nice. You can see, when you're watching the replay, you can see how many troops are remaining in each lane based on which side. You also can get different camera angles. Just if you want to see the left side, it also shows you, like, who's currently attacking and who's left to come up. So that's pretty nice on both sides. But yeah, these little lightning bolts represent how many attacks per people are left. Each one only gets 2 attacks. Keep it somewhat fair so it's not just getting absolutely crushed. But yeah, this is very nice. And you can also view replays from the others. lanes to see how they did compared to different ones you may have lost against, as you can see here. Again, same thing you see. Just to see, you can try to compare and try to manage the lanes to be able to better counter. Did not mean to do that. Also, I know how everything looks a little different on my account. I'll explain that in my next video probably. But I'm just so tired right now. Still recovering. You get tier rewards based on your rank. We Here we go. So ranking 1 gives you these 4, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, and 6. You also get rewards based on your kills. And based on in this you can see the tier ranking of everybody overall in every state, so that's pretty nice. My alliance is currently unranked as we have not been in enough to be able to rank up high enough. But as you can see, the alliance tier is gold. Here you can see the different rules for it, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, that's Showdown in a nutshell. You get points based on kills. You get points based on win lanes. You can collect flags, get kills. It's pretty nice. You get kills based on how many troops you wound. Then flags you get based on how many lanes you've captured. Obviously, if you capture 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3, you obviously win that round. As you can see, we are on a very massive gold streak, as we have not won a single round. But each one does give you preparation time to be able to switch lanes if you want, switch participants around, figure out the best way to give your team a chance to try to win. I would obviously advise they move something around, obviously, because we're not doing too hot. But yeah, in order to get any rewards, you have to be registered as a participant. Very important, because if you are not registered as a participant, you will not get any rewards. You do not even need to be one of the 15 that are in it. You just need to register even if you're on the bench. You get rewards. So, always, if you're not even going to be able to do it, just register to get the rewards. I unfortunately was not able to do so as I was very tired and sick. So yeah, that's really all I have for it about Showdown. Any questions, feel free to put down in the comments. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. As always, feel free to like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below with any questions. Subscribe if you haven't already. We are getting so much closer to 100 subscribers for that live stream. Last I knew, we are at 92. That is 8 away. Hopefully we'll be there soon. I can start getting that ready and figure that out for you guys to be able to come and enjoy it. Ask me questions live. Hopefully I can get a few members of LGN to come on. Maybe. We'll just have to see how everything works out. But I already have an alliance set up with Death's Farm. That way I'll go there to do that, so I'm not spamming my alliance yet. But yeah, it'll be fun. Hopefully we can do that. Donation link will be down in the description along with the sponsor link. Check out both if you can. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Get us to 100. Come on, live stream, yeah. And turn on that notification bell. And as always, I will see all of you guys again later. Stay crazy, fam.